All right, tip number 8, offer an escalation clause. What the heck's an escalation clause? Well, there are great ways to ensure that your offer is kind of always the highest and the best. You really want to, again, consult. It goes back to tip number 2 and really tip number 1, but you want to make sure that you can afford to do that financially, and that would be tip number 1, working with a reputable, hyperlocal, trusted mortgage broker. And then tip number 2, make sure that it's a good idea when you're talking about this with your realtor. You know, they might say, hey, that's a crazy idea. You don't want to go that high on this particular property, whatever the case may be. But an escalation clause basically says, you know, let's say a property is listed for $500,000, let's say, and that's your offer. You offer $500,000, and you go, and that property gets 35, 40 different offers, let's say, and it gets all the way up to $520,000. Well, in your offer, you had your realtor write in there an escalation clause that says, we will go $3,000 higher than the highest offer. And then some agents are really, really super smart, and they'll say, so long as that does not exceed X, right? And so a lot of people now, and I put this as number 8 because a lot of agents are now doing this, and there are some additional creative things that realtors are doing now that, in my opinion, are a little bit smarter than escalation clauses. And if you want to know what that is, that's a more in-depth conversation than a 2-minute video. So just hit us up in the messages and I can share that with you. But an escalation clause does get your offer looked at more seriously because it ensures that you're always like the highest and the best, right? But make sure you can do it financially and you have the ability to do that. And number 2, make sure that your realtor thinks that it's a good idea as well. All right, that's tip number 8, offer an escalation clause.